Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology, and today I have some more news for y'all for Battlefield 6. So, it's a lot of different news that's came out. You know, we all saw the season 1 trailer. It looks really nice. I reacted to it in my stream. It's not necessarily too much going on because obviously, it's going to come out in 6 days and they want it secretive, and there's two surprises, right? So, let's get started into this news. So first, we're going to go back to BF4, BF3 through Hardline. So, for some reason, EA scheduled a maintenance on October 3rd for Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 3. So, maintenance for Battlefield Hardline? Alright, yeah, I do advocate for the game, but BF4, BF Hardline, and BF3 is still going to get maintenance. And I heard that BF3 servers was shut down anyway, but you can probably still play the game. Probably still, probably still can. And it's a, it, it's it's weird. It's weird. So let's continue on. Battlefield, all the three, OG Battlefields is getting the maintenance update, and you won't be able to play until the maintenance is gone, right? So on October 23rd, if you're still playing BF3 through Hardline, you probably won't be able to play, and excuse me, and it will take some time. So now we're going on to the weapon skins. We all see the leaked weapon skins. I don't know if I can, put it on the screen. I might put it on the screen for y'all because, obviously it's going to be 6 days. I don't see why we can't. It's going to, Dice on. Please don't do me dirt. All right, so the skins on the screen, if I do show it, they look really nice, right? It's a lot. It's a lot going on with the uniforms, right? For your character, it's a lot of people saying that some skins have like neon on them, and they don't really look good for Battlefield. But there's also really good skins that's actually seen as well. So I don't know if I can say it's a good balance or whatnot. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not going to wear those neon green or neon blue, any of those type of uniforms, because me, I genuinely like good fits for my character. Even though I can't see him, I can still know that I'm like dripped out while I'm effing you up, right? So next topic is that EA has reportedly started to send out notices to Battlefield 6 Portal players who have created non-Battlefield maps, including Call of Duty content like Shipment. The notice says having third-party content in Battlefield 6 could result in bans. So, this is kind of an awkward situation. I never knew that Battlefield would ban Call of Duty from their game. Since BF7, BO7, and how bad the game's release was and how we seen it. I can see why. I can see, I can see, and they just want to terrorize them, right? Because the game isn't really that well in comparison to Battlefield 6. But in my opinion, I don't see a reason why we can't have those type of maps. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to play those maps because, obviously I'm a Battlefield player and I like playing a core multiplayer for Battlefield. So I like playing the official, fresh version of Battlefield instead of, the Portal 30 hertz and, lagging. And again, fix optimization diets, please. So be careful with creating Call of Duty servers or any third-party servers. I don't know if it's only specifically for Call of Duty that you can get banned for making, maps from that game or anything else. But I will say, create some good Battlefield maps instead of, Call of Duty. Nobody don't care about Shipment, especially when the game isn't Call of Duty style to have that map. So, next topic is Temporal, the data miner. If I can say, please. So, to the guy who made the tweet, shout out to him. My shout out ain't nothing. So, hey, whatever. Emotes will be coming into season 1 reloaded of Battlefield 6. Yeah. We will be having emotes in Battlefield 6. And of course, it's going to have a lot of hate. And I personally agree with it. We do not need Fortnite emotes in Battlefield. Nobody cares about emotes. We do not need more, microtransactions for something that is retarded. Obviously they have, we all know the payouts and all that politics stuff, we can throw that out the window. But in accordance to, the game and how Battlefield will feel and how it will, you know, cater to the actual community of Battlefield, nobody wants emotes in Battlefield 6. Simple as that. I have nothing else more to say about emotes instead of nobody do not want emotes in the game. And nobody do not want to pay more money in a pack or whatever whenever they open that store for no exact reason for a simple little emote. Nobody. Obviously, it's probably going to be for BR, but still, if they do add emotes, put that in the BR because it's obviously going to be separate from the actual game Battlefield 6. So we do not necessarily need emotes in the main game, in the core game. Please, guys. So, next topic. Battlefield official account made a riddle about those dog tags belong in the museum. So, I'm pretty happy, obviously, because what I said is I hope Museum from Battlefield Hardline comes into the game. I'm gonna pull up the map and how it looks like in Battlefield Hardline. A beautiful map. Plays very well as well because it's very even. All Battlefield Hardline maps are even except for the ones that are ranked in my tier list. You can check it out if you want to. I don't remember the maps, specifically, but there's some bad maps on Battlefield Hardline. But still, majority of the maps are resembling for from Battlefield 3 through 4, right? So obviously it's going to be more even and more catered to the Battlefield, the core Battlefield players, right? So yeah, it's going to be more even. Museum is a really good map. I just hope they add more hardline style maps because we're low key in that setting of having hardline maps. Like yeah, we can have BF3 and BF4 maps, but the maps that's coming out now, like that golf course map, is more similar to Battlefield Hardline, in my opinion. I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can say you can give your opinion on that. It can be different. It don't really matter. But yeah, we're probably going to get Museum from Hardline. So people who did not play Hardline, who did not get to play it because how our our community treated Battlefield, well, it sucks. So we'll be able to get some little some views on if the Hardline maps was really good, and I believe they can do it well. So next thing is how do I feel about the new maps in Battlefield since we're on the map topic. All right, so is it called Badlands and Badlands or Field? I'm just going to go off because I can't remember it right now. It's a lot, a lot going on, and a lot of raging those in the stream. The farm map in Battlefield 6 that's new coming to Battlefield. It's actually decent. It's a resemblance to an actual hardline map, which is Night Woods or just woods in hardline. It resembles that map very, very, very much, and then also resembles Breakpoint 8 a little bit. So the thing about those two maps that I mentioned is those maps are kind of better than the, the, the bad fields or the farm map. I'm not sure, obviously, because we did not play the map yet, but we'll just have to see. So the golf course map, that map is going to be one of a kind. It's a very beautiful map. It looks very good. It looks like it's going to be a fun implement into, you know, a setting where you should not be battling in, right? You should not be warring in a golf course. You know, that type of feeling. And we're going back to that with the museum and all that. And, having creativity. We're bringing back creativity. And that's a good thing because we need creativity in a good way, right? So, another topic I want to talk about is the visibility in Battlefield 6. So, those of you who have not seen the trailer or have seen the trailer, or those of you who have mainly seen the trailer, will notice that the game looks a little brighter. I feel like it looks a little brighter and a little more optimized to your eyes. It looks more of less of an eyesore and it looks more like a video game of how Battlefield is supposed to look like. Obviously, the gritty setting should stay in Battlefield, but it looks like they removed the lighting, the blinding, having it look like it should run in a good way, like Battlefield 4 or Hardline. Battlefield 3 also had a good lighting, except the blue on like Grand Bazaar. It looked very good. All those games look very good with their visibility, and it looks like Battlefield 6. Dice made Battlefield 6 in the new season to look similar to how those previous Battlefields were. I like it very much. I think they should just continue with the bugs and the optimization because the CPU usage should not be that high. And obviously, I've been lagging when I should not have been lagging. And again, you see on the screen every time that box pops up, it means something is problematic with the gameplay. And I have everything on lows, optimize everything, and it doesn't really run that well. And I wasn't really having a fun time in the stream. And Dice, I really just hope y'all do. I really do hope y'all fix the way the game feels. That's all I want necessarily. So, back to the conclusion of Battlefield 6 and the update. We're going to get a lot of new things coming to Battlefield. Obviously, this is the first content drop, the 28th. We only get that one map and those few weapons and, those few little toys that we get for, the first season. And then it's going to continue on in November and then December. And then we get, the other new maps, the Empire State and everything else pertaining to the season one content. We do not know when the BR is going to drop for Battlefield 6. So stay on the lookout for it. If I am able to notice when it will come out, or if it just comes out of the blue, then yeah, I'll talk about it, or I'll just, boot it up for you and just see how I feel about the Battle Royale and, see what's going on with it. So a lot of new stuff. Also, I will like to talk about this as well. It's a lot of things that the people wanted, that the community wanted for flags. I seen in the trailer that it looks like we're going to have a flag base since the USA flag was on a point, and it looks like a point that will be in Battlefield, of course, right? So since we see that flag, it looks like it's going to be like a BF4 flag. When it goes down, it goes up, and it switches the flag, whatnot. We all know, right? So it looks like we'll be able to get you know more of a Battlefield environment with all the things, bugs, and fixes that's coming into Battlefield 6. So yeah, that is all I want to say for this video. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. I will be streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Battlefield 6. You can come in, have a fun time. We can trash talk, do whatever we want because it's Battlefield, and just do what you got to do. Playing the game, watching me play, whatever. Just all good times, strictly on the game. So that's all I want to say. And I am out. Enjoy the gameplay. What's he doing? What's he doing? Yeah, I'm gonna just stop.